is there's a little bit of a gap between what you intended to do and what you really achieve. You're seeing that other people are getting success, but you're kind of curious how that really works and what it means to become successful and where does it all even start? Where do I go if I want to become successful starting now? So this is going to be me explaining my personal journey, what I've been through. And the second that I was listening to Earl Nightingale from Bob Proctor, he said that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And I had read Think and Grow Rich and sat down and wrote down my purpose, but I had never really felt successful. I never really felt like I was doing the things that I was supposed to be doing. I always felt like I was off. And when you feel that way, it makes sense. It's not like you're not supposed to know. It's like you know exactly how you feel, and that feeling is directing you to where you really need to go. And I just never felt aligned. And so I want to just talk about my personal experience from seeing the things happen in my life that I have achieved, or how I got there and how I felt after I achieved those things and what really went down. When I was about 20, I started using success principles, and the very first underlying principle is that we become what we think about. And it's like, you become what you think about. And it's like, yeah, what goes on inside of your mind is happening only inside of your mind, and it creates a prediction for the future and what you'd like to achieve. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. It's how everything's created. It's how ships fly into the sky and go into space. It's how all of these buildings are built with beautiful architecture. It's all started off inside of the mind, and that positive mental attitude allows you to create the world that you want to create. So a lot of it has to do with feeling. So we have a conscious mind or a subconscious mind. Our conscious mind is where we actually create thoughts and images and use our imagination. And the subconscious mind is the emotional mind that makes things happen. It's where your paradigm lies, where your beliefs are, where you start seeing the world in order to construct it in a way that makes sense to you. And before I had known any of these principles, I was 20 years old, I was in the US Army, and I was writing it on a piece of paper. I am William Stewart. I am 21 years old, which wasn't true at the time. I am a realtor. I am a university student. I am this. I am a sergeant in the US Army. And I didn't think I was going to attain any of those things. But because I was constructing that image of myself, of how I wanted to be in the future, 2 years later I had achieved all of those things. The issue that I had run into were those things were things that other people wanted out of me. They didn't make me feel good. And so I ran into the situation where I achieved these things, but I still didn't feel good. I wasn't chasing the feeling, I was chasing recognition and alignment with other people's goals and how other people would see me. And what I learned was that the feeling is the secret. How you feel, feeling positive, feeling love. And when you're going out and you're trying to achieve a tangible goal, it's kind of weird to say, hey, focus on feeling good. But that would be my biggest downfall, is like not focusing on feeling good, but focusing on what needs to get done in order to fit some square image that someone else has of me. And my encouragement to you is to write down your list of your goals and look at the ones that are for you and the ones that are from your family, from your friends, from your wife, your spouse, anything that's not really what you truly want deeply inside, so that you can find your true purpose. And once you write down this goal, really go for it, but go for it in a way that actually makes you feel good. If you feel terrible while going for it, forget about the idea and go for another one, and move into the direction of enthusiasm, love, joy, and abundance. Because this is where I got lost, was there is love, joy, and abundance, care, and then there's burnout, hair, worry, hate, fear, and all those other things. But I was diving into it thinking that you need to feel those things in order to get the results that you want. But I found out very quickly that that's not true. And so we have to construct inside of our minds the idea of who we want to become, but make sure you're focusing on, I'm happy, I feel worthy, I feel purpose, I'm joy, I have an immense amount of love and passion for my job. And those things are what you will start seeing applicable love and happiness inside of your life. Because the end result is an end result, but if you're not focusing on the journey in between, all you have is today. And so you need to focus on being full and loved and cared for yourself today. So I will talk about a couple of the principles and kind of how I'm doing on them. essentially we use our sleep time in order to create the reality that we have. It's like you go to sleep and your subconscious mind is working throughout the night, and then you wake up and kind of live life on this cycle. So there's a technique where you write down your affirmations or your goals before you go to sleep, and then you visualize it, and then as you go to sleep you can actually start dreaming about that thing and then waking up and then doing it the next day. And I've been struggling with the idea of the visualization part. I visualize, I feel it, I just know I could be doing more work into it. And so each and every day we're supposed to visualize our goals. We do this anyway. Like when you go through the day, imagine what you're doing, what you're thinking about. Those idle thoughts, your mind never stops running. So what is it that you're constantly thinking about? And those are where your life is headed. Your life, think about it. When you sit down right now and you imagine what's going to happen tomorrow, the day after that, you're creating that form of reality through your prediction. And so we need to start creating a new one that isn't so easily influenced or just happen chance. We're so distracted that we have to hold it down, and that level of concentration, it's like I'm getting there, but it's like it's a muscle that you have to build in order to start imprinting your subconscious mind with ideas so that you can emotionalize it and then have it work for you as you sleep and then wake up. And that has been the biggest one that I'm working on right now, which I'm super excited for, because it allows you to really open up your paradigm, the way you see the world, because the subconscious mind knows no bounds. It doesn't stop. It doesn't know time. It knows what you want. If you're looking for obstacles, hatred, pain, all of those things to get you to your goal, your subconscious mind will get you there the way you want to. If you see a streamlined way of getting there with no issues, you'll get there that way too. And that has been the biggest struggle for me. But a lot of it really is just write down your goals, the first thing that comes to your mind that you quickly shut out of your mind. Write it on a piece of paper or on a card. Determine what you're going to give in order for what you're going to receive. And then think about your goal every single day and release worry, fear, and anxiety. And know that the thing that you want can be yours, and it's written in the constitution of your mind, of you. Because you created that desire and that idea inside of you, it is your will and your right to have it. And so I'm super excited for you to get there and get where you need to go. Write down your goal on a piece of paper, what you're going to give for it. Get the book Think and Grow Rich, and your life will completely change. From my heart to yours, I love you. Cheers.